Eddie, what do you think? I hate to make you repeat all the answers that you just gave, but I know Michelle likes her one-on-one, so can you just give us your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, I thought Andre Ward just won the fight in a very close fight. So many close rounds, a draw, a round to Kovalev, a round to Ward. You know, you could have gone with any. I just feel like I said before the fight that I hope that Kovalev is desperate to win the fight because it will make a great fight, and he didn't look desperate to win the fight in the last 6 rounds. Like, he was coasting through rounds that are so close. You can't afford in a fight of this magnitude to just like coast rounds and maybe take a round. And I think his start was so good, he just thought, you know, I could just keep going like this. But the rounds were closing in on him, and he was losing rounds consecutively. I probably gave Ward like 5 out of the 6 rounds on the back end of the fight. And although they were close, you know, I just thought that he does what he does. Andre Ward in the last 6 rounds did everything that I thought he would do for the 12th. You know, I thought he would dominate the fight and win on points, but he only got round to doing that probably from the 5th round.
Kovalev looked dominant early on. What do you think happened? Was it something that Andre Ward did, or?
No, I don't know whether I said when.
Kathy Duva said he hurt his hand in the middle round.
Yeah, that may make sense because, you know, he didn't really get his shots off, and after the start that he had, his confidence really should have been there to go and press the fight, but he didn't. So maybe he did hurt his hand. But, you know, I think that Ward, when he got into the ring, I tweeted and said he looks ice cold. This could be an easy night. And then like after 2 or 3 rounds, I'm going, why did I tweet that? And he was hurt badly, and you can see his eyes change. You know, he's gone from like this to like this. So he felt the power, and maybe that woke him up, and maybe that made him produce the performance that he did.
Was that a rematch, right? The 114, 113?
Yeah, that's how I scored it. Yeah, that's exactly how I scored it. Yeah, for Ward. For Ward, yeah.
Was that the type of performance for a #1 pound-for-pound fighder?
Yeah, but Andre Ward's, you know, he's never gonna put a performance in where, like, that was a fight for the purists. So when you look at social media, all the boxers, yeah, all the trainers, all the hardcore boxing fans go, what a fight, what a performance, and the casual fan goes, that was all right. You know what I mean?
Don't you think that's what makes him so great, to be able to be hurt that bad from such a big puncher, such a big guy, and to dig deep and find a way to dominate the fight, you know, the second half of the fight? I guess, you know, he mentioned his performance like pound for pound, but isn't that great in itself?
It is, but he is a fighter for the purists.
Right.
He's a man of immense skill, and he's not a Golovkin. You know, he's not a guy that's going to come out and knock people out and get the crowd on their feet. He's a guy that is technically one of the most gifted fighters in the world.
When is Anthony Joshua going to fight here in the US?
When you guys get the money together. We've got a lot of money in the UK right now, but, you know, listen, we're working hard with Showtime. We want the Deontay Wilder fight in 2017. We've got to build that fight into a huge fight. If we did it here now, it would be big. If we did it here in 12 months, it could be massive.
Now you put a fighter in there with you had Paul Smith opposite Ward. What makes him difficult to beat? I seen you at that fight.
Technically gifted. More than that, I was with Carl Froch when he boxed.
Oh yeah,
Andre Ward. And, you know, I really thought he could beat him, and you know, he didn't school him, but no, he gave him a good beating that night. Technically, Carl said he's so strong. You know, we wanted Carl to get inside and work on the inside and beat him up and rough him up, but Andre Ward did it instead. So, you know, he's very, very gifted, but I didn't think he looked great on his feet in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Taking the knockdown away, even in the first round, I don't know. You know, it took him a while to get into the fight, and then when he did, he took over. But the rounds were very close. You know, the rounds that Kovalev won, he won easy, and the rounds that Ward won, he won marginally.
Who would you pick on a rematch?
Probably Andre Ward. I thought Andre Ward would win the fight every day of the week, but not like that. You know.
What do you think of the?
Yeah.
A lot of people give me different answers.
Yeah, but so like I just said, I was sitting next to Badu Jack. Badu Jack said Kovalev won by 3 rounds. A guy behind me said Ward won by 2 rounds. I had Ward by I think 1 round. Dan Raphael and these, you know, some of these guys had Kovalev by like 3 or 4 rounds. But I can't see it. I can't. How do you give Kovalev hardly any of the rounds in the back 6 of the fight? He didn't do anything, and Ward didn't do a lot. but he did enough. And you know, people were saying about American judges, and when you're fighting in America and you're an American, just like if you're a Brit and you're fighting in Britain and the crowd are on your side, there's going to be more noise. You could slip a shot, the crowd erupts, and that plays into the subconscious of judges. And you know, and that's just fact. That's life. It's not corruption. It's just how it is. When there's a close round and there's people are cheering for these shots and that shots, they're going to get the nod in the round. So,
what do you make of the Carl Froch Triple G back and forth banter on Twitter?
Not a lot. I was out having a good drink with Tom Loeffler, and he drunk tweeted, and you know, and Carl Froch started texting me, asking me how much he could weigh in that fight, because he's a big guy at the moment. But no, I think you'll see. Carl Froch is nearly 40. As he said, Gennady needs to pick on these younger guys. It's not fair.
If you were Ward's promoter, this was a tough fight tonight. If you were his promoter, would you advise? I mean, there's not very many options at 175. Would you go straight to a rematch, or would you do something else?
I think a rematch is the one. I don't know if there's a clause for a rematch. Yeah. Well, then there you go. That's answered the question. I think the rematch is a sellable fight. And to be honest with you, like, I don't know what the pay-per-view numbers were tonight, but both guys aren't huge worldwide draws, so maybe the rematch is the fight that makes sense for both guys, because who do they fight if not? You know, who does Andre Ward fight at 175? Stevenson would be a great fight, Stevenson against Ward. But yeah, if there's a rematch clause, obviously that'll happen next.